Jump scare, we're early. Screw the countdown, we're early, hello. Hi everybody, jump scare. I gotta keep you guys on your toes. How's it going? How's it going, gamers? How's it going? Happy Wednesday. How are we doing? But yes, hello gamers. Hello my people. Welcome to Wednesday stream where I am doing a silly accent for some reason. Hi Jinx. But yes, so today, okay, so I have to do a little bit of background on what today's stream is going to be. Cause I said, if you guys were here on Monday, you'll remember that I went through and I inked all 3 of the drawings for my next video. So I'm doing a video where I randomly generate 3 new characters and then I talk everybody through the process of like developing them and their personalities and their backstories and stuff. So I had to do art of those characters so that I could use a time lapse in the videos. I went and I inked them all on stream last time on Monday. And then after stream, I was bored. So I colored them. So you guys get to see the finished ones before we start the stream today. So, if you're on my Patreon, I posted these in the Patreon Discord chat. So you guys have seen them. But I will go ahead and show them to you guys because I'm going to be drawing more of these nerds today. And so there is our mustachioed inventor man. Yes, Asher. I'm glad you remembered his name. And then we have Nyx, our tiefling. It took me so long to figure out this punk's color scheme, you would not even believe. Stupid amount of time it took to figure out the color scheme for this boyo. And then we have Talus, who took the longest to color because he has the most detail on him. But yes, so there is my 3 boys that I will be drawing more of today. Cause see, what I've done is I have a section, like the last third of the video, not third, last like quarter of the video is me talking about, okay, so we fleshed out these characters individually, but now we have to figure out how to write them, like what's their group dynamic like? How do they interact with other characters? How do they like talk to each other? How do they kind of like mesh and vibe together and all that stuff? And so I want to have, you know, some other speed paints going in the background while I do that. And so I was thinking of just doing some little doodles in the background that I'm just gonna kind of like just casually do, and then I will use the footage for the little end of the video bit. So that's what we're doing this stream, is we are just drawing and we are gonna chill and we are gonna have a good time. Yay. Yeah, I don't really have too much planned out. This is literally just gonna be a doodle stream for me. And I don't draw, like, I don't sketch on stream very often. So this is going to be something fun for you guys a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, because I've already scripted the whole video. And so I'm trying to think of, like, just funny little interaction doodles that I can do with these characters along the lines of stuff that I mentioned in the video. But yeah, we're just gonna be doodling and talking and just having a good time. We love rambly doodle streams. I am so glad, because that is what you are going to get today. We're just going to draw some sillies. So how's everybody's Wednesday going? How do you design them so well? Mine wear like hoodies and jeans and shorts, and your clothing designs are just... So part of it is just kind of like, you know, these are fantasy characters. I am not as good at coming up with like modern day clothes. Cause yeah, I am also a victim of just like wear hoodie and jeans. But also I did like a bit of research trying to like come up with different ideas for the characters and such. Pinterest can be your best friend if you like search through it, look for different stuff. But yeah, that's mostly how I came up with Nyx's outfit. The other two kind of just came into being on their own. Nyx's outfit I did a lot of Pinterest trawling to figure out. Working on art fight revenges. Oh man, I might try and do an art fight stream next week. I was thinking about doing it for today, but I was like, no, I should focus on getting my video artwork done. You ever draw a face that makes yourself laugh? Oh, he looks so annoyed. Oh, baby. Oh, my new son. Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him. Oh, that's my boy right there. Actually, no, you need to be, like, hunched a little more, I think. See, the problem with sketch streams is that it's harder for me to pay attention and chat while I'm sketching. Or Pinterest can give you an entire new hobby in less than 24 hours. Yeah, I heard of that happening. I have never heard of that happening ever. Pinterest is a dangerous place. It's like walking through an art supply store and you're just like, ooh, this thing is shiny. This thing is shiny, hello? And then boom, financial regret. But yeah, this drawing is entitled The Monk and His Two Weird Dads. I'm going to draw the two weird dads on the side. Don't you guys even worry about it. Moody teenager core? Yes, exactly. Very much so. That is entirely the vibe. Oh man, so just because I was thinking about it earlier today, and by earlier today I mean like an hour ago, so I run a D&D campaign for some of my college friends that I've kept in contact with, and we still like hang out and we have a group chat and stuff. Well, I've been doing a D&D campaign for them for many, many years. We're going on 4 years. And they fought the final boss of like this mini arc I was putting them through. And do you ever just like not fight something in D&D? You ever just You ever just stun the monster in the first round of combat and then your players throw 18 Molotov cocktails at it? And then it dies? Before you even get to roll initiative? Has that ever happened to anybody else? That can't be a unique experience, can it? I don't know how to draw mustaches. I just like channel Mario and pray. So the story is that I needed to stall for time in like the overall story. And also just some time needed to pass in general, like in-game. And so I gave them a mini arc that was basically just John Carpenter's The Thing, but Dungeons and Dragons. There was a Creatura on the loose. Benoko, thank you for the super chat. How do you make this awesome avatar? It is a VTuber model. Going into how to make it would be kind of complicated. But yes, there is now a message in chat that walks you through a little bit of it. And if you want to look up how to do it, I would recommend searching how to make a VTuber avatar on YouTube. There's lots of different ways. Some cost money and some do not. But yeah. And so I basically just like ran them through a one-shot. It was not a one-shot, but it was just like a short story arc. That was basically John Carpenter's The Thing. There was a creature loose in town that kept like attacking people in the night, and the players were tasked with helping the town guard figure out what it was and hunt it down and try to stop it. Well, a long story short, they found out that a wizard in town, because you know, wizard hubris, right? Had been like taking DNA samples from a bunch of different monsters and feeding them to an Oblex, which is like basically like this slime creature that steals memories and can turn into other people. So it was like they were feeding it samples so that it could turn into other monsters, and then they were gonna use it to, you know, like be a protector of the town. And then surprise, it busted out and started attacking people. And so the party knew that there was like this shape-shifting slime running around town that had the power to turn into like all these different animals and monsters. And I, you know, spent weeks leading up to this. Many sessions were leading up to like this big fight they were gonna have to do. And when it comes time for them to actually do the fight, we don't even roll initiative. They prepped in advance because they knew that it was vulnerable to fire. They just went and bought a bunch of liquor so that they could make Molotov cocktails. They made 16 Molotov cocktails. And then went to go hunt down the slime monster. So they hunted down the slime monster. And they almost killed it without even rolling initiative because they were just like, oh, so the monk chases after it. The monk is able to use Stunning Strike. It works. So they stun the slime monster, and then they throw, again, 16 Molotov cocktails at it. And it dies. Okay, well, actually, no, it doesn't die. It does not die. So what happens is the slime was like pseudo-sentient. It could communicate just like a little bit. I panned back and I saw this fucking face again. Oh, it's so good. So they got it down almost to dead. It had like literally 2 HP left. And then they were able to convince it. They were like, hey, we'll let you live if you get in this jar, because they had this magic jar that was filled with like gold and they didn't know how to open it. So it's a little bit more backstory. There was this jar of gold they had, and they've had this jar of gold for several arcs of this campaign now. And there was like a sign on the jar that says, is like, put 1,000 gold in it. And there's already, you know, a bunch of gold in it. And they had been trying to get this jar open, like, since they found it, and they had never figured out how to get it open. And so, because of some other con man shenanigans, they actually have, like, 10,000 gold now. And so they were like, okay, quick, we have to put this like, weird, freaky slime mimic in this jar. We have to empty out the jar we have to put the rest of we have to put 1,000 gold into this jar so that the jar will open, because they assumed that once they put 1,000 gold in the jar would open. That is not what the jar was intended to do. They found out that instead what happens is once you fill the jar to the quota, all the money in the jar gets teleported to another place. Because it's that item is tied into another plot line that they did not fully investigate because they killed the people who they could have asked questions for. And so it was literally just like, it looks like, okay, we shoved 1,000 gold in the jar. We shove 1,000 gold in the jar. And I said, okay, as soon as you finish putting the last coin of gold into this jar, all of the money in the jar disappears. And they were like, what? No! And I'm like, you sons of bitches, that was literally the intent the entire time. I was gonna see how long it took them to figure it out. It is not a jar that opens once you put all the money inside it. It is a jar that is being used to pay like some eldritch monstrosity in a location you don't know. This is how these characters were like, that you stole this jar from. This is how they were paying the eldritch being that they were contracted to, is they would put the gold in the jar. And they were like, okay, well, actually, that's really funny. But then they had an empty jar and this slime monster that was almost dead. So they convinced this slime monster is like, hey, we won't kill you if you get in this jar. And the slime monster was like, okay. And so the slime got into the jar and was then teleported to an unknown location. Because who knew all along that the solution to John Carpenter's The Thing was just a jar that can teleport things? The solution to the problem is just to cast Make It Go Away. Make it go away. So now I am absolutely going to have that have consequences. That will be coming back to bite them later in the ass. What exact consequences? I'm not entirely sure. We shall see, though. Eldritch God gets just a slime blob and is like, what the fuck? Yeah, basically. Put an Apple AirTag in the jar. I regret to inform you that this is a D&D game. They do not have Apple AirTags in Dungeons and Dragons. I know. I'm trying to channel like some Senshi energy here. And I don't know if it's working. We love Banishment. The smell just goes, now leave. But see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We have a cleric in the party. The cleric is a flump. Don't worry about it. His name is Gummy. He's the party mascot. We all love him. Gummy's favorite spell is Banishment. Like, they at one point were like, they were confronted with a friend and ally of theirs who got possessed by like this evil god of chaos. Yes, this is a different eldritch god, don't worry about it. And I thought I was planning for them to like have this whole conversation with this god of chaos that's been like bothering them for several arcs of the campaign, and they were gonna, like, you know, finally get some info because they were gonna talk to him while he was possessing their friend, and maybe they would fight and it would be a whole thing. Nah. The instant they, like, the god possessing their friend tried to engage, the cleric cast Banishment, and I would not have normally let them do that because this character is a god and, you know, would conceivably have a reasonably high, I think it's a wisdom score you have to pass to not succumb to Banishment. He did roll a 2 though. He did roll a 2 though. It's like, okay, I normally wouldn't let you guys do this to a literal god of chaos. But he did roll a 2, so I think he's banished. And while he was gone, because you know, it lasts a minute, they just all ran away. They ran all the way to their friend the wizard's house and had their friend the wizard teleport them to a different city on the other side of the continent. And I was just like, well, takes my notes for today's session and throws them behind me. It's like, so much for that. Literal power move of power word kill? Nah. Power word go away. Power word go away. If it sucks, hit the bricks and make it go away. This is 2 dads and their son. 2 dads and their son. Power word be gone, right? Banishment is a charisma save. That's it. That's it. You know, I feel like I should have known that because our cleric casts it so frequently. But I don't know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. Why do people think that I know how to play D&D? I've only been DMing a campaign for 4 years. Why do people think that I know how to play D&D? 2 dads and their unruly son. I'm gonna draw a little composition here. I'm gonna draw a little composition and I need you guys to stick with me here. I'm gonna draw a background in my little silly doodles. Can you believe this shit? Drawing a background in my silly little doodles. You know how to play D&D? Shut up, Jay. Get out of here. Do you have your time lapse on? Yes, I do. But also the stream recording is also my time lapse. So I have backups on backups, gang. No, that's too tall. This is the short son who is taller than his 2 dads, getting up something up on the high shelf. Because he can reach it and the other 2 cannot. I don't know what it's like to have a whole encounter demolished by players. Yeah, well, that bear can suck my ass. So there was this one combat we did in our Thursday game. It was just embarrassing. We embarrassed that bear to death, frankly. We had a combat where we were fighting like this big souped up monster hunter bear, and then we were just like, no. And our bard cast slow on it, and then the rest of us just proceeded to just handily kick its ass over the course of like 2 turns, and it didn't get to do hardly anything. Yes, 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 embarrassing. Basically, we just embarrassed that bear to death, and it was very funny. But yeah, I have decided that that slime is going to come back and haunt them at some point. Or maybe it will be nice to them because they showed it mercy, so who even knows? They could have killed it, but they didn't. So maybe it likes them now. Who can say? Jay, to be fair, you also did almost kill our asses with a swarm of beaver. Just like 30 beavers. Why was the fight with 30 beavers the scariest fight I've ever done in Dungeons and Dragons? I remember the bear, yes, the bear. We fought the bear for Jinx's character because she had to hunt shit, and we were just like, let's go hunt a bear, and then we did, and we embarrassed it to death. Swarm of beavers. Yes, the Gestalt beaver consciousness. Jay, explain yourself. Explain the beavers and the bullshit. Why were those fucking beavers so scary? Sometimes an encounter is not about the quality of the monsters. It is the sheer quantity. It was the nanny foo. It wasn't even the nanny foo. It was the swarm of beavers that came before the nanny foo. 30 beavers! Almost just annihilated our whole party. Oh my god! It was very scary. I'm gonna do like a really loose gesture. Two dads watching their son get something off of a high shelf for them. Casual thumbs up. Love it. Love to see it. We did feed Star a beaver tail while she was here. It only made sense to seek revenge. Rude, first of all. You lured me into your beaver-flavored trap. I can't believe this shit. Oh, but yeah, I guess kind of like changing the topic a little bit on the subject of this video and what we're drawing. This video is close to done. I was working on it pretty much all day yesterday, and it's close to done actually. Once I'm done with these drawings, I'm gonna drop that speed paint into the video and just have it kind of like going in the background. Your stance needs to be a little wider. I may have gotten a little bit quirky with this video because I found a website where I downloaded a bunch of Animal Crossing sound effects, and I just like put them kind of in random places in the video because they were fun. So yeah, it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun with the video, so I hope you guys like it too. I love the clean lines. Thank you. Yeah, these are not these are just sketches. They're not as clean as my final stuff normally is, but I just every time I look at this face I want to crack up. Oh my good golly gosh. But yeah, this is my sketch brush. This is what I use when I'm sketching digitally. Why would they put anything on the top shelf? I don't know. Maybe they threw it up there, or they thaumaturgied it up there. Who knows? I'm a simple man. I see Starf streaming. I click, well, welcome. We're drawing silly D&D characters engaging in silly activities. Like the gnome and the dwarf getting their adopted son to get something off of a tall shelf for them. This is making me giggle. Clearly Nyx put it up there as punishment to his dad. You know what? You are so right, though. You are so right, though. Absolutely. Oh, but speaking of video stuff, so you guys remember how I told the story of that really weird sponsorship offer I got that I ended up refusing because they wanted to pay me 1/10 of what their original offer was? Well, I have some good news, semi-related to that, is that I now have a sponsorship lined up for my August video. Not this one, the one that comes after, but that means that now I have to figure out what my August video is gonna be. And I hadn't thought much about it yet because I'm still working on this one. So that's exciting. Hi, Rose! Hello, hello! I'm making kongi while I watch you stream. I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it the hard G or the soft G? Is it kongi or konji? I think it's the second one, but I don't know. Stories from Japan. See, I thought about that. I wanted to, because of what the sponsorship is, and like, I didn't sign an NDA or anything. I'm sure I'm allowed to talk about it. It's Skillshare again. It's Skillshare again. Skillshare Senpai liked my has-been video, and they're like, hey, you want to do that again? And I was like, yeah! So, because that's the sponsor, I want to do something more tutorial-based. And so I was kind of thinking, I had a couple of different ideas, and I may end up doing a poll, even though I feel like I already know which option is going to win if I just, like, give you guys the option. So the options I'm considering are potentially one, a follow-up to I have my 2 videos that are like 10 things you should never do in a webcomic and 10 things you should do in a webcomic. And do a follow-up with like 10 more tips, things you should and shouldn't do when making a webcomic. So I could do that. That's a potential idea. The second one is one I've kind of had in my brain for a little bit. Which is basically, it's sort of a marketing video and sort of a tutorial, but it's basically talking about, like, the concept is how to get random strangers on the internet to give a shit about your original characters. And I kind of wish that I had thought about doing that video before Art Fight. But I didn't, and so it's whatever. But I think it's a topic that a lot of people would be interested in. So I feel like if I make a poll, that one's gonna be the one that wins. And so that one might end up being a shorter video because I don't have quite as much to yap about in that one. But I do have some stuff that I can do. Look at these fucking dorks. I love them. Your Honor, I love them. I love them. Did you come up with the characters or did you find a generator? It is a generator and it's one that I made myself. I just made a couple of random tables like you would do for Dungeons and Dragons. And I rolled some dice and I made some randos. And so these are my randos. One of the videos I want to make was a how to make ref sheets video. Then I realized too late I should have made it months ago for Art Fight. Save it for next year. I mean, I could, but I feel like it's one that a lot of people want, and it's not even necessarily an Art Fight specific video, right? It's kind of evergreen. of just like how to make people care. The short answer of how to make people care about your OCs is to just draw them a lot, post about them a lot, talk about their story, make memes with them so that if you can make people laugh, they will keep coming back. Can we perhaps see the generator? The generator will be in the video. I can't really show it to you guys. It's literally not even a generator. It's just a couple of like D12 tables and you just roll dice. But I'm gonna show them in the video. I can't show it here because it's like just in a random Google Doc that I used for scripting. But yeah, what else should I draw of these guys? Okay, so I'm gonna do some more, and these ones are basically like little mini scenes I have in mind that I talk about in the video. Like, these are relevant to stuff that's in the script. So don't worry about the context. If you watch the video, you will see the context. Oh man, so just drawing angry faces reminds me. So my webcomic, castoff-comic.com, usually I try to update it twice a week, Mondays and Fridays, right? But it's been on a slower schedule since about the start of the year. Because I was focusing on getting the comic ready for a print. And now that the comic is essentially, I have to still order the proofs, but the PDF is basically done, minus some like itty bitty little little changes that I kind of want to make once I get the next proof from my printer. I'm TLDR very close to being able to go back to twice a week updates. And so in order to get to that point, I have been busting my butt behind the scenes this week, trying to get a bunch of pages done so that I can get my buffer back up to my preferred buffer size of like 8 pages. I prefer to be 8 pages ahead of the earliest update, i.e. Patreon. Since Patreon gets updates a month early, I like my Patreon buffer to be like a nice 8 pages ahead. Which means that I have to like bust out some new pages pretty quick. But the scene that I'm drawing right now is really hard to draw because I can't tell you guys why, because it's spoilers, but it's really, really hard to draw. And I'm just like, oh yes, how lovely. It's like drawing scenes is like, this scene is going to make my readers so sad. It's like, this is going to be such an emotional scene. Ah ha ha. But then I have to draw the emotional scene first. And I'm just like, oh no. Oh no! Oh no! So that's what I am currently suffering through. I was working on sketching some pages before the stream started today. And I was just like sitting there drawing and just being like, oh no, oh no, oh no! Not the angst! No, I put myself in this position. Now! But yes, it's just like, ha ha ha, yes, I will make my reader suffer. And then when I have to suffer first by actually, drawing the emotional scenes, it's just like, shocked Pikachu face. Shocked Pikachu face, but crying. Crying. Spill the tea, I want spoilers. Too bad. My tea is in a thermos. It shall not be spilled. It shall not be spilled. You guys have to wait just like everybody else. But if you want to see the pages a little earlier than other folks, you can always join the Patreon. Patreon patrons get pages a month early. I am hardwired to shill at every given opportunity. Wouldn't be the first time you made yourself cry with your characters. Listen, you bitch. You do not have to call me out in front of the entire internet. You do not have to call me out in front of the whole internet. How dare you? The real villain of Castoff was Star the whole time. That's not a secret. That was never a secret. That was never a secret. Varity specifically was huge. Emery, I took liberties with her family. Varity, you gave me the tools. Yeah, and the tools are all her friends are dead. I do actually have a very small shout out to Rodin in the new video, because I talk about how it's like, yeah, I've never really made a dwarven character find myself, but also there is an NPC who I kind of sort of had something to do with the creation of, but it wasn't entirely me. I literally just came up with his name and said he was literally all I gave Jay was he's a dwarf, he is a cleric, and and this is his name. And then Jay made the saddest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life, and I love him. Please don't stick bug on us on this stream. Well, now that's all I want to do. Now that's all I want to do is to stick bug you. See, I had forgotten about that bit, but then you reminded me. You have Barbara Streisanded yourself, is what you have done. You have Barbara stick-bugged yourself. I don't even have to do it. You've done it to yourself. See, the trouble is that my sketches are always real messy. And then I have to clean my sketches as part of the process of doing my sketch. Can't confirm Jay makes his players cry. He got me. Ugh. We'll have to gang up on him and hit him with wiffle bats. Rude. Although, kind of on that subject, Jay, I did send you some relevant TikToks, so you should go check those when you get a chance. There's a couple in particular. See, true love of your friends is sending them cursed memes via TikTok. And just waiting patiently for their reactions. Being like, what the fuck? What the fuck did you just send me? Deal if you check your Discord DMs? Oh lord. Oh no! It's a sad dinosaur! It's that Jay has sent me that cursed dinosaur meme. It's a picture of a little dinosaur and it says, all my friends are dead. It's like, yeah, make it purple and that's Varity. Oh no, baby. Except all her friends are not dead. One of them is still alive, and one of them will hopefully be alive again at some point, reasonably soon. Who knows? We've kind of gotten distracted from his whole shit. And instead we're just like, hey bro, we're gonna borrow your lab and just kind of camp out in here for a couple weeks while we perform fantasy blood transfusions. And then just help our bard get unfucked for like 3 weeks. You ever do a fantasy blood transfusion in your friend's basement and also your friend is dead and he only talks to you? Rodin's dead inside, so oh my god! Stop! No! Don't be mean to my guy! That's so rude! Chat, cube this man! Chat, cube this man! Cube his ass! If you have a membership, you have access to cubes. Cube this man! Get him! Get him in the chat! Careful, if you post too many cubes, it will mark you as spam. 5 cubes seems to be safe. We are playing chicken with the amount of cubes you can safely post. Cube this man! Oh no. Oh, yowie hands. Nope. So do you guys want to know the context behind this drawing? Because this is like a bit that I mentioned in the video talking about like what their potential like relationships could be like as a party. So the context here. Jared, he's at it again! Jared, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Thank you. If you just got gifted a membership, make sure to say thank you. Hang on, where's my water?
Thank you, Jared.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, so the context of this is both of these characters, both Talus, the dwarf here, and Nyx, the tiefling, don't really have the best parent situations. Nyx was basically raised in this noble family. He was kind of adopted. He was like the illegitimate son of a nobleman. And the nobleman was like only taking care of him so that the scandal would not leak to the press. And then Talus is an orphan. He has no parents. And so when Talus learns, it's like, hey, you have family. You shouldn't run away from them. You should, you know, like, even if they're not perfect, you should still, you know, try to reconcile with them. It's like, when he learns that, what's his name? When Nyx ran away from home, he tries to convince Nyx to go back to his family and be like, hey, you have family. You should cherish them. I grew up, I didn't have anybody. And while it's like, yeah, it made me really self-sufficient, but only because I had to be. And so it's like, you have a family, you should go back to them. And then Nyx is just like, no, fuck that. They basically treated me like garbage. And just because I have quote unquote family, doesn't mean they're actually family, and they fucking sucked, and you could not pay me to go back to them. And so I imagine this is a fight that they have like pretty early on, in getting to know each other. And then it's a bonding experience, because now they're each other's family, you see. The found family vibes are strong with these two. Yes, yes, yes. Gap a little higher. Wee. Can I come out? The vertices hurt my supple corn flesh? No, because you just used the phrase corn flesh in my chat, and I could have gone my entire life without ever hearing that combination of words. So no, you cannot come out of the cube. And in fact, chat, cube this man again. Cube this man again. 10 people just got new memberships, which means that you now have access to the cube. Cube this man. Cube this man. Get him. Don't know what you expected, boyo. Don't know what you expected. Get cubed, idiot. You don't even have to be in my voice chat to get cubed. I love that I just like have a little mob that will just cube people when I say so. Abuse the emojis. It's like, yes, yes. Cube this man. I need to come up with some more emojis because I have like 8 emoji slots that are going unused just because I haven't made any new emotes in a while.
Corn flesh.
Okay, Medmath, thank you for the super chat. You understand that now you are also going to get cubed, right? Cube them! I know you just get, thank you for the super chat. Cube them. You heard it, boys! Rattle them! Cube, 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 cube. I love the contrast of the ice cubes for folks who don't have emoji access and the actual shame cubes for folks that do. The visual contrast is very nice. The cubes say trans rights. Cube says trans right. We got the pink and we got the blue and we got the white and it's the rest of the chat. What happened? I left for a bit. I cannot explain. All that matters right now is cube. Also, yeah, be careful with how many emojis you post. It looks like if you do more than, I think 6 is the safe number. If you post more than 6, you might get bonked by the bot. So just be careful with your cube posting. Use caution when cube posting. Okay, I have another cute one.
Cube became chat's religion at this point.
Varity Cafe, thank you for joining the membership. Yes, welcome to Cube chat. All we know here is Cube. Welcome to Cube. Love a cast-off gang. Yeah, I could do emotes of the kiddos. That's definitely an option. I've been meaning to do some for the Discord anyway. It's just hard to find time, you know? I love how I have Grumpy Tiefling daughter, and now I also have Grumpy Tiefling son. I love them both. They both have baggage about being in the nobility. But for entirely different reasons. Make a crying Varity emote? Oh my god. I could, though. See, once the potential opens up for Varity emotes, I will be unstoppable. That is my baby girl. I genuinely think that, like... I love all my D&D characters, but for whatever reason, Varity I have just, like, latched onto so hard. Like, she is, I think, my original character that I have become the most obsessed with, and I think part of it is just that she's not in a webcomic, so I can't, like, easily share stuff about her. It's like, yeah, I'm working on the D&D video, but I had to put that on the back burner for a little bit. And I'm just like, I'm chomping at the bit. I want to get that out there so that people can, like, fall in love with all of our characters because I love them. But it's a lot of work. And I'm just like, I just love my itty bitty baby girl so much. And she has been through so much shit and I love her. Now I'm just distracted with my drawing again. So the concept here, the visual concept, is he is being given head pats against his will, and I'm going to draw the other two giving him head pats here in a moment. Small comic one-shot based on Varity. I have considered it. I just don't know exactly what that would be. Like, what kind of story? Would it be like a mid-story thing? Would it be a pre-story thing? A post-campaign thing? I'm not sure. Lapis is human, yes. No, Lapis is an elf. Elf in quotes. Don't worry about it. She is technically a custom race. But she is an elf, quote unquote. Yes, all my babies are traumatized to some level. They can't be a star character without a little bit of trauma. Yeah, she is an elf. An elf that starts with A. Don't worry about it. When you get head pats from your dad! Your funky little gnomish dad! Star, someone did this amazing art fight. I could tag you as SZ art. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of really nice art fight attacks. I need to go in and comment on all of them. But it's just, I got so many all at once, it got a little overwhelming, and so I haven't, like, Jay, what the fuck? He just DM'd me the A in elf stands for Among Us. No, it doesn't. Shut up. Shut up. You can't post cringe in my DMs while I'm streaming. You cannot be doing that. This man is posting cringe in my DMs. Someone get him. Get his ass. Sussy elf? No! Why am I Emery again? What the fuck happened? I was just trying to hit my freaking keyboard shortcuts and I went all Emery mode. I just love my new weird tiefling and his two dads. His two dads are not married. Oh, Habib, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Why is my streambot saying that connection was lost? Okay, well, that's cool. I guess Vector's just not going to work for the rest of the stream because, quote unquote, the connection was lost. So that's cool. That's very cool. I love that for us. Oh, I have been drawing these on the same layer. Uh-oh. I meant to draw them on different layers so that I could freely move them around a little easier. Uh-oh. It's okay, it's just a sketch. I can just cut and paste. There. Mine blipped too. Yeah, it's, I don't know, maybe like there's some YouTube thing happening. I don't know. We channel Mario and we pray with this mustache. I like how this challenge was like kind of an opportunity for me to do some character design stuff that I wouldn't normally do. Like I'm not, like none of my OCs or whatever, none of them have beards, none of them have mustaches. I'm just not much of a facial hair person. Sage has like a scrawny little beard and so does Nico, but that barely counts. That's just some stubbly shit. And now I have a character with like a full like beard, full like what's the word I'm looking for? Like full castaway beard, and another character with a goofy little mustache. And I love both of them. This has never happened. It's not a little one, it's a large one. Are we talking about his mustache? Because I suppose it is quite large. It is impressive! His big mustache to show off his big personality. Head pats. Give your son the head pats. He loves it. Did I like accidentally merge some layers or something when I wasn't looking? Because something is happening here that should not be. Oh, right, Vector's broken, so I have to read the chats myself. Hey, Star, hope this donation of around $0.03 US makes some difference when paying for this month's bills. Champignon, I'm gonna butcher that name, I'm sorry, I don't hablo French. Champignon. Thank you for the super chat, I appreciate it. What currency is that? ARS. Rs. I've never seen that abbreviation before. Argentine pesos. Oh, okay. Why isn't it ARP? Where's the S come from? Where's that S come from? Peso. Okay, but it's not USL for US dollars. You can't just take a random letter from the middle of the word and use that in an acronym. That's not how acronyms work. That's very silly. Whoever decided that is a very silly person. That's very silly. But they did. Well, they shouldn't have. I'm going to fly to Argentina and have beef with whoever's in charge over there and be like, hey, why is it not called ARP? Was ARP taken? Potentially. You're very silly, Staravia. Yeah, but I am not deciding the name of currencies. In this episode, Star gets mad at the international currency tags. Oh, you don't act like this is the first time this has happened. Do not even pretend like this is the first time this has happened. Getting head pats from both your dads. It happens more than once. Yup. Yup. Because I am a totally chill and cool and normal person who gets beef with normal things. Like types of currencies and the French language. The entire thing. Why, is this a common occurrence? It has happened at least twice. Also, I had a cursed thought. I had a cursed thought while I was drawing the sketch, you guys. Do you want to hear what it is? So I don't think that I ship these two. I don't think I ship the dads. I think they are just dads by proxy. It's just like, we have jointly adopted this tiefling child, and he is our son, but we are not... I originally said it's like dad and uncle, but dads is faster to say. Bear dad and twink dad. Anyway, that's the cursed thought I just had to say, apparently. Apparently. They're Timon and Pumbaa. Yeah, well, one could argue that Timon... No. I am positive that there's someone on the internet, probably multiple people. I am willing to bet that there is like a not insignificant internet community that ships Timon and Pumbaa. People have to, right? Like Poe's dads from Kung Fu Panda 3. I have not seen Kung Fu Panda 3, nor have I seen Kung Fu Panda 2. I'm slacking on my Kung Fu Panda knowledge. Apologies. We stand in queer platonic relationship. You know what? That is what this is. That is what this is. Are Timon and Pumbaa not canon? I mean, it depends on what you mean by canon, right? But as an avid shipper in fandoms, oh, I know. Oh, I need this lore. You can't just drop that on me and not tell me the Timon and Pumbaa ship lore. Actually, I think I can. I think I can afford to live without that knowledge. Actually, you don't actually have to tell me. I don't actually need to know. What they do in their private time is their business. Until National Geographic finds out. This is my first time catching a stream. Welcome to stream. You have entered at what might be the most cursed time to do so. So I'm sorry about some of the things you may have already heard and some of the things you will probably continue to hear. Disney would cancel them, sadly. R.I.P. the Owl House. Yeah. Disney's like, the meerkat and the warthog cannot be in a romantic relationship. And the executives are like, no, we refuse to let this happen. And then all of us just scream from the rooftops, Disney is a bunch of cowards. Let Timon and Pumbaa be in love. There are 27 Timon x Pumbaa fanfics on AO3. I figured there would be so many more than that. That movie is so old. They've had so much time. They have had so much time. Oh my goodness. I will admit, chat, I will mildly shamefully admit that I was one of those kids who was had a very big crush on Kovu from The Lion King 2. When I was a child, I was very much one of those people. They knew what they were doing. Disney knew what they were doing when they made when they made that movie. They knew what they were doing. Stars of Furry confirmed. No, I'm not though, but they knew what they were doing. Like, come on. They knew, cause same sister. Thank you. Thank you. People understand. Listen, I was very into several Disney movies. I watched The Lion King 2 repeatedly because that was like one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. Kovu was hot, okay? They knew what they were doing when they designed that fucking lion, all right? They knew what they were doing, and I am not alone in thinking this. Oh man, I haven't seen that movie since I was very young. He was a big sad boy with a traumatic backstory trying to be cool. Yes, exactly. We love a boy with a tragic backstory. Like, come on. Could have phrased that better. No, I'm not a coward. I say exactly what I'm thinking. Welcome to my fucking live stream, chat. Is this what you subscribed for? Lion King 2 isn't appreciated enough. It has my all-time favorite trope of star-crossed lovers, and I will always admit this. Yes! Yes! It's so good. Yes, 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 yes. This isn't the most cursed stream, but listen. Listen, all of you guys are admitting that this is what you subscribe to. You're in this hell pit with me. You're in this hell with me and we're going down together, okay? That's what happens when you subscribe to my channel. You come to hell with me. Anyway, back to my drawing of cute dads and their adopted tiefling son. Give your boy some head pats. I remember that Cars comment. Of course you do. It was on Monday. It was like 2 days ago, and I stand by it still. Disney's Pixar's Cars is a Hallmark Christmas movie just without the Christmas. I stand by that. My opinion has not changed in the last 48 hours. It has not changed or budged. I am right, and we just all need to acknowledge this. Not again, Star? Blame Jared! Jared brought it up! Woohoo! So a Hallmark movie. I mean, I guess. But a Hallmark Christmas movie is the one that's like has the specific tropes of career-oriented person goes to a small town, falls in love with the small town energy, and then leaves their career in favor of the small town energy. Does that make Cars 2 a Johnny English movie? I have not seen Cars 2. I don't know who Johnny English is, but I'll say sure for the sake of the argument. Jinx still hasn't seen it. We're working on it. Hell yeah. I look forward to hearing your book report, and by book report I mean just frantic texts in my DMs. Okay, I'm going to now do some more doodles that will make sense in the context of the larger video, but I'm not going to go into like full explanation of what this like little hypothetical scene is. Johnny English is a spy comedy. Oh, so it's like Totally Spies. Who else watched Totally Spies as a kid? Oh, that show is my jam. Oh, that show was so my jam. That was one of my favorite shows back when it was airing. I love Totally Spies. Alex was my favorite. I love her. I think, didn't they say they were gonna like reboot it or something? I remember hearing something about that. Yeah, my Totally Spies tier list goes Alex is at the top, and then Sam, and then Clover. I don't hate Clover, she's just not my vibe, you know? God, what other shows did I watch a lot as a kid? Are you talking about the Powerpuff Girls? No, Totally Spies! It was like Charlie's Angels, but for kids. Look it up! Look it up! It's good shit. I watched that show, like, religiously when I was a child. I watched so much Totally Spies. I loved Pokemon. I watched a lot of shit when I was a kid. Very into, like, the original TV show, Pokemon. You mean the big bad Beetleborg? What the fuck did you just put in my chat? What is that? What is that? Were you a theater kid growing up, Star? I should have been a theater kid. I took exactly 1 year of theater in 8th grade, my last year of middle school, and I loved it. I loved theater class in middle school. We mostly did improv. I loved theater class in middle school. I then wanted to be a theater kid, and so then I took 1 year of theater late in my freshman year of high school, and that was one of the worst classes I've ever taken, and I hated it so bad that I dropped out of the theater program at my high school, and I became a jock instead. There's some Star lore for you. So bad you 180'd. Yup. Yup. Literally, though. Because the thing was, in my high school, everyone had to take at least 1 fine arts credit to graduate. And theater counted as a fine arts credit. And so a lot of like the school like football kids who weren't interested in taking like art or whatever, they just wanted to get their fine arts credit so they could graduate. They all took theater 1 and they all took it together. And they were just like pieces of shit the entire time, and the teacher did not know how to control them, did not even try. They vandalized the classroom when the teacher wasn't around, and then she continued to like leave the classroom and leave them unattended, and I'm just like, I can't even pity you at this point. You know that these motherfuckers are gonna draw with Sharpie on the computer screen as soon as you leave, and you left them alone anyway. just like, I cannot pity this teacher. She is making stupid decisions, and like this class is just full of jocks. It was me and like 5 other girls who actually took the class seriously, and then 20-something just like fucking football jocks who did not take the class seriously at all, and were just major assholes, and were just there to get their fine arts credit. And it was so bad that I just lost all faith in ever doing theater. And then I dropped out of theater and joined Color Guard instead. And I hit people with swords. Mostly myself, but it's fine. Actually, this mouse's head needs to be angled up a little bit. Short version of what's going on in this image is when your high wisdom druid is actually really, really, really good at reading people and sits on the shoulder of the high charisma character to guide him subtly through negotiations. Because I imagine Talus, our little druid, has like no charisma whatsoever, but he's got that crazy high wisdom. And can like read people really easily, very insightful. Meanwhile, Asher is just like, has so much charisma, is so good at like talking to people, does not have that insight though. He's just kind of like, yeah. He's not the best at like, you know, negotiating. God, you know what this reminds me of though? That meme of like the woman kind of like holding her head in one hand and kind of like holding her other hand up towards the camera, and there's like a diagram of the, I think it's supposed to be like a science diagram of what it looks like to have like an ear infection or something, but it's like a drawing, it's a picture of this woman and she's got her head in her hands and she's got like one hand kind of going up, and there's like an image of like a diagram of the inner ear just like up in the corner, and the caption says it's like the snail in my ear telling me to do crimes, and then this caption underneath says, and me listening to the snail. The listening to the snail image. Yes, exactly. That's what this reminds me of. He's like the tiny mouse on my shoulder giving me insight, me listening to the mouse. I need some drawings that I can put up here. I think, okay, I have an idea of one that I want to do. What if I just do a height chart? It's kind of a simple little, they do be standing. Yeah, so I was planning on having this video come out closer to the end of the month, but because the sponsor of my next video wants it to be out in the first half of August, I might post this one a little sooner so that I have more time in between to work on the August video. Not sure. I will figure it out once I'm done, which I honestly, I can probably finish this video this weekend. Chuck it up on Patreon and channel memberships so that folks can watch it early. But yeah, I hope this video does well, because I am putting a lot of work into it. This is the first time I've ever drawn art specifically for a video. Because usually I just use whatever recorded footage I happen to have laying around. But this one I had to make the art custom for the video, and I don't usually do that. Which means that this video has taken more time than my stuff usually does. But, you know, hopefully if it performs well, it will be worth it. And also I just, you know, have 3 new little guys. So maybe at some point, if this one does really well, I can do a second one. And then we can have even more little guys. Although I feel like if I do another one, it's got to be an all-girl party to balance it out. Balance out the energy. Little guy army. Yup, that's my characters. It's the army of little guys. Maybe eventually you could just turn into an animatic channel. I do not have time to be an animatic channel. The reason I do speed paints and not like little animatics is because I don't frickin' have time to make animatics. I love making animatics. I think it is really fun. I did go to school for storyboarding, so like, yeah, that is a thing that I enjoy doing. But the whole reason I am not an animated storytime channel is because I don't have time for that. I do not have time. Because yeah, my thing is like, as much as I love doing YouTube, it is very much not my full-time gig. If it was, then yeah, I could, you know, afford to spend some more time. And make like, you know, some like casually animated videos. But YouTube is just like one of 3 things that I do, and honestly, it's the thing that earns me the least money. I still do earn a decent chunk of change from YouTube, but I would never want to rely fully on YouTube. Because I earn a lot more money, ironically, through Patreon and my store. See, if my Patreon was earning more, then I could focus less on the store, and then, you know, focus a little bit more on the comic and YouTube. But Patreon's like also kind of unstable, so it's just, it's hard all around, gang. Creative careers, especially independent ones, they are tricky. I believe she's on Kara. Yes, I am on Kara. The username is TheStarfishface, same as everywhere else. So I haven't posted there in a little bit, but you know, now that I've been reminded, I do have the sketches for Talus up on there. I haven't uploaded the sketches of the other 2 yet. I need to upload those. The Starfish Fames. No! Face! Listen, I speak English professionally, and I'm very good at it. Shut up. When did you start playing D&D? That's a good question. I remember vaguely playing, like, a little one-shot. All the way back in, like, 2017. And I would occasionally, like, my friends had I think it was a 3.5 or a 4th edition game when we were in college. And I, like, sat in on a couple of sessions, but I didn't actually do much. I was, like, an NPC for 10 minutes one time. But as far as, like, actually playing in a longer campaign, I didn't start until I started DMing myself. Because all of my friends were like, oh man, I miss our college campaign. I wish that we could play D&D some more. And then nobody wanted to DM. And we would have this conversation, like, every couple weeks. Someone would bring up, like, oh man, I want to play D&D again. It's like, someone should DM a game. Creak it, creak it, creak it. And then no one wanted to DM. And then I was like, you know what? I've listened to the Adventure Zone and Critical Role. How hard could it be? And so I just had all the audacity that I needed. Started DMing. I found a one-shot online in, like, I think it would have been 2020, or 2021, I can't remember. It was a while ago. No, it would have been 2020 because this summer is our 4th year of the campaign. It's been running for 4 years now. Look at him, he's so little! He's so little! I love them, Your Honor! I love... Is this gonna be what gets me to make a gnome NPC? Or a gnome character? Oh no. Oh no, I don't know if I have the silly little guy energy to play a gnome. But now I kind of want to. Maybe I'll sneak an NPC into our campaign. But yeah, so I ran one shot that I found online, and then I was like, you know what? I got this. And then I proceeded to just throw out everything and start running a fully homebrewed campaign. And we've been playing that for 4 years now. They are level 9. They are about to get a level up to level 10. How tall is Nyx? Like 5 foot even or something? 5'2" at the absolute tallest. No taller than that. Because yeah, I imagine Talus being something like 4 foot? Like 4 foot, 4.5? I don't know. No taller than that. In fact, I think 4.5 is probably still too much. And then that would make that would make Asher tiny. He's like 3'5". What's wrong with 5'2" Star? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing is wrong with 5'2". Just that people who are 5'2" are short, tiny little munchkins. That I can confidently place my chin upon their head while we are both sitting up. A lot of your characters are vertically challenged? Yeah. It's because I am tall, and so I like drawing little shorties. Hee hee hee. This guy's gonna, like, have his hand on his belt like he's a freaking country cowboy. He's like, yep, you got yourself a, I don't know, construction words, fishing words. Got yourself a trout? I don't know. He's a fisherman, that's the joke. But he looks like a freaking cowboy when he's got this pose. I'm very clever. I'm literally a professional writer who writes stories for a living. I'm very witty. Two dads and their son! Two dads and their son! God, I miss calling you short. You are shorter than me, but... Well, yeah, because everyone's taller than you, Jay. You're like 7'8". How do you even fit indoors? No wonder you're so weird. Atmosphere's all thin up there. Jesus. Did I just pop into the entire chat gaslighting Star into being short? Yes! They do this to me constantly! Guys, I don't know how else to tell you. I am 5'10". I am almost 2 meters tall. I am not short. I don't know why, but I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to explain this to you guys. She came to my house and I beheld that she was a tall noodle lady. Yeah, I am! I am so fucking gangly. I'll gangle all over your ass. I am 5'10", goddammit. Sorry you use metric? Yeah, because there's freaking non-Americans in my chat. Ugh. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Okay, I need one more drawing to fill this space. And then I'm gonna go in and do like some casual shading. But I don't know what to draw. Okay, no, I have one. I have one. It's just a silly one. I have one, it's a silly one. Borklaser 9000, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. More people to cube, Jay? Yes, exactly. Precisely, precisely. Ha ha ha. We need a J-Corn emote? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I cannot... He cannot be allowed to have that much power. He's already a mod. If he gets his own emote, that's too much power. Don't even humor him with things like that. You know what? Cube this man just for that. But he could be in the cube? No. J-Corn in cube emote? That's still letting him sneak in. If I made Jay an emote, he would never let me live it down. He would talk constantly about how he's like, oh, well, I'm one of your emotes. I'm like an internet celebrity. Shut the fuck up. Cube this man. Cube this man! Okay, so guys, isn't there like a new feature on YouTube where it's like an AI will read the chat and tell people what is happening in the chat? Isn't that a new thing that happens? I wonder what we can get the AI to say if we all just put "get cubed idiot" in the chat. What would happen? What the heck would it write? We crave the cube. A supple corn flesh box about cube! Cube for 1,000 years! Cube for 1,000 years! No! I'll have to allow a lot of messages. Well, just if people are cool and don't post too many cubes, then it should be fine. So with this drawing, the thing is that that Talus, our fisherman over here, he's a fish himbo. He fishes, and he is a druid, and he goes fishing. And so I like to imagine at some point, you know, like the party is strapped for food, and so he's like, "Don't worry, I will teach you all to fish." And then the other two are just like, this is gross. This is fish, icky. He has to like teach them how to gut a fish. And Nyx is just like, yuck. Sarah Quick, thank you for joining the membership. Get cubed, you fool. Yes! Cubed! Everyone is just unleashing cube chaos in chat. You love to see it. You love to see it. Okay, I had like a cursed idea just here. What if... he's just over here fishing? Hey, he's just got like a whole fish in his mouth. He's just fucking crunching. Bot doesn't like idiot. Ah, boo. I wonder what it would say to get cubed corn man. Because that doesn't have any derogatory language in it. Or even just like cube the... okay, here's one. I got one. Cube the non-believer. It's like that Charlie the Unicorn bit. Show the non-believer! But it's cube. Cube the non-believer! He's eating a fish. He's eating a fish, gang. No, I was gonna give him like sunburn lines, but it looked too much like he was just being embarrassed about eating his fish. Cube the non-believer! Cube the non-believer! Anyone who just joins my chat right now is gonna be so confused. The acorn apostate. Look at him using his big stupid words. Shut up, corn man! Get cubed. The perspective on this drawing doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it's fine. It's fine. They're fishing. Father-son fishing trip. I love them! I love them, Your Honor. These are my 3 new sons. Oh, gosh. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to do some casual shading. Just to, like, block out some different values. And then we will call it a day. Because that is all the art that I needed to do. I think I was gonna do like 4 separate doodle pages, one with each pairing of character and then one with all of them together. But I think I like it all on one canvas better. And that should be enough to fill the time that I have allotted. Start throwing casual shade. What are we talking about? Oh, casual shading. Okay, I see. I get it. You guys are dorks. Listen, sometimes I just come online and say things. All right. So I checked the AI. Viewers are ribbing J-Corn by calling him names and asking him to get cubed, which is the show's way of saying get roasted or get embarrassed. Love that for us! Love that for us! Yes, 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 yes. Excellent. Love this. Get cubed. We're dorks? Yes. Glad that you understand. Glad that you understand, chat. Jared also posted screenshots in the Discord. Let me see! Let me see! Members cube this man! Yay! Viewers are discussing Star's height compared to other characters in the sketch. J-Corn being cubed and whether Star should be a basketball player given her height. Who said that? This has been a major blow to my confidence. Chat! Cube this man! Cube this man for his puns. Viewers are playfully ganging up on Jay, calling him names like Corn Man and Non-Believer, and encouraging him to be cubed as he apparently made a comment while the streamer was offline that upset chat. Close enough. Close enough. You know, it's confused, but it's got the spirit. The spirit of cube this man! Swear I'm gonna start using the AI chat reader to keep up with my own chat, because I feel like when I'm focusing on my art and not paying attention to you guys, y'all just like say stuff and I don't see it. Two dads giving their son head pats. I love this weird little found family that I've just made randomly generated on a series of D&D tables. I love them. I want to make a video like this every month. and just like randomly generate a new gaggle of weirdos every month and then draw them. Can that be my entire YouTube channel? Can that just be all that I do? I also want to make a video where I literally just, the entire video is me talking about like my D&D characters and their storylines. But I don't know, would that be boring? It would probably be a pretty low effort video. It's just like, okay, this one's just short and sweet and silly. It will not be short. I have so many words to say of just like me talking about all my D&D characters and with their backstories and what's going on with them. And it's cute. What tables did you use to make them? I made them myself. Nothing fancy. It's literally just like a D12 table for what class they are. I have a table for like what ancestry they are. But I limited it down to just like the ones that I was more interested in. Again, I will show the tables in the video. It's hard for me to grab screenshots because it's kind of in my script. But yeah. Please make that video. I might honestly make that and then make it a members only video just so that, it doesn't affect, because like the last time I did a video just about like talking about D&D stuff, that video did not perform very well. And so it's like, I kind of want to make this and then just have it be a members only video so it doesn't affect like my main channel. But I don't know, I could do that. It could be fun. I want to talk about my babies. I don't want to paywall it necessarily, I just don't want it to affect my metrics, you know? Don't follow the algorithm, follow your heart. Well, unfortunately, I do have to follow the algorithm a little bit considering it is part of how I get paid. But yeah. So this is how I do my sketch pages usually, is I just like, I kind of color them casually in grayscale. And I'll do just like some gray tones, some highlights. Nothing too fancy. And you guys will see what I'm up to here in a sec. Because this is usually what I do for my little character sketch sheets. Is I do a variety of sketches. I just do some like very basic values, shading, etc. Then I will also do it's like a little bit of behind them shading to help them kind of stick out from the background a little more. I do this in the D&D video. You guys have, or when I was working on the D&D video, I've done like similar stuff. Help the characters kind of stick out from the background a little bit more. I will go in and like delete where it kind of overbled a little bit in a minute. we just add some texture, and then we can go in and erase the parts where the white should not be. Here, and here, and here, and here. We're keeping it loose, we're keeping it tight, or we're keeping it, we are keeping it loose. I don't know why. I speak English professionally and well. And see, now what we do, see, we've got like a good mix of like some values and some highlights and some lowlights and all that fun jazz. And now we're gonna do the fun part, which is adding a gradient map. Wowie zowie, just throw on some colors. Yippee-ki-yay, look at my boys. Wee! There they are! There's my boys! Yep, it's gradient map time. And here, just for fun, I will do... I have a newfound love of these rake brushes that I've had downloaded for a while and I just never really use them too much. But I use them in the comic page that I was working on today. We'll just use these a little bit, just to add some extra texture to this little sketch page. A little too dark, I think I will go back and lighten it up a little bit. And just to add just a little bit of fun texture. Fun texture. We love fun textures in this house. Doot 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 doot. Oh, that's what's happening. I had such the wrong thing. I feel like you guys are probably going to see like this texture rake brush in the comic a lot. Because I have discovered it and I love it. It looks so pretty. Alright. And I think that is about all we're going to do today. So I think that'll do it for today, gamers. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and call it because I am hungry. And I'm done with my assignment for the day. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. Thanks for hanging out. I don't have any more streams planned for this week, so I will be back next week. And then eventually, this will be a video that's coming out. I don't know what day, once it's done. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a good rest of your evening, daytime, morning, whatever time it is. But thank you guys for joining me. Fare thee well, friends. Goodbye.